Well, greetings. Thank you for joining us. All right, brought to you by the fifth dimension, sixth dimension, seventh dimension. Greetings on this fine Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? I don't remember. Wednesday. Whatever day it is, Wednesday night. All right. Today's we do what we can with connections. Yeah, I thought I can catch up on questions. That's not going so well. Nothing's going well. Oh well. We're doing what we can. So I'm still on the 7-day delivery at this point. I might be a couple of days ahead with some people, but yeah, it's not as good as I thought it would be. So enough of that on the side, or that on the side, whatever. Tonight's connections is I went down to the financial district of Chicago, where is the Sears Tower. Well, now it's called the Willis Tower is. And let me tell you, I got some chilling vibes there. I made a video of it, but it's going to take me some time to upload it. Because it's large and I don't have the internet here for it. So I didn't do a channeling, but I did do a video there. So I'm pretty much going to repeat everything I said here. So there was live because I was connecting. So what am I talking about? So this is a Chicago Board of Trade. Basically, they do like I already forgot. Have like commodities, I believe. Things like, is this about the building? Either way, it's something that is third dimensional. It's it's exchange of goods and stuff like that. Either way, it's a different type of stock exchange. Either way, that's what it looks like on the inside. I wasn't that, either way. Basically the vibes from it is like this was running, at least from what I felt. This is what's running the show. I had another image here. One moment. Oh yeah, I saw this at first. I have my own pictures of it, but that's pretty much the same thing. When I saw this is out front, I don't know, and there's two of those, and just the energy I got from that was not good. It's basically, this is where you're from what I felt, this is where the elite operate in secret, of course. And what I also felt, before we go, now this is on that big building that looks like this. Of course, I didn't realize I had this thing on the top of it, but it gets even more creepy when you think about it. It has a portion here that looks like this. And just, it has other sculptures on there that I haven't looked into. I don't know if this is, it gets more fucking bizarre. Yeah. Either way, the energies I'm getting from this, yeah, commodities, like food and stuff like that's what they're trading. However however they do it. So, which makes sense where the elite are active, basically. And what I got from this is that there's this is probably obvious, but there's layers and layers of people that are keeping, the powers that be secret. There's layers of people to protect them. And what was interesting, because I just felt the vibration of the people that are really running the show I felt one name. I don't know what the name is, but I didn't feel like, like we have like first name, middle name, last name. I felt one name. Now, I mean, they go by like a first name basis, like they go by one. Now, they might have the elite people have different names, but it's one name from what I receive. I can feel the energies of them being protected. And they do take care of everyone. Everyone's wealthy. Of course, when you move up the numbers, you get a fancy car and all that. But for the most part, they want to keep everyone happy that's around them. Catty-corner to this place is the Federal Reserve. And then about a block down or something like that, that's the Sears Tower that has a stock exchange, like at the World Trade Center and things like that. But NASDAQ and all, I think that's all in there. Whatever. But I just felt that, I did a video there. I was real spooked out being around it. I was going to start the video there and I couldn't do it. So I walked down and I came back. So a lot of this is going to be repeated, but at least I'm showing you stuff. And it's just a creepy place, basically. And it's just, Sears Tower is on the Willis Tower is going to go do their observation deck, but I don't have time for it. But either way, it's an odd environment. I felt Golden Anunnaki there too. I don't know if it's good or bad. It's probably both. But obviously, that's these cities. They set the agendas. Don't you want to be like us? I also felt. I know this whole thing gets out there as you go through the rabbit hole. It gets bizarre, but I've heard of this. I've connected with it, but at a place like that, like a city, I felt like parts of it, like you can feel like you're here, but you're actually on a ship also that looks like this. I know maybe this is not too out there, but well, you don't have no idea you're actually on a ship, like physically. There's ways about it. They don't do it often, it feels like, but they can. Where you're actually on a ship being projected the third dimensional energies, and you're not on Earth. And I don't know how that works exactly, but because I felt like these, you can say motherships are connected to the big cities. It doesn't feel like it's a manipulation either. I guess it could be part of that, but I believe most of it's positive, but imaginary beings are causative. Either way, you feel like you're on this world, you're doing your own thing, but you can be projected on a ship. For what other reasons? I don't know. Obviously, we're coming out of the third dimensional mindset. Well, it's not always obvious, but eventually we're going to move into more of the alien territory. Because like I said, the third dimension is going to lose its steam. Through the generations. It's just like we have these comic book movies, and it's going to eventually go into alien movies down the road. It's inevitable. When, maybe 10, 30 years, who knows? But at this point, you're going to run out of direction. Eventually. It's like inevitable is not here yet, but eventually. So for us to connect the dots, however that works, it's always going to be a different point of views. That's going to be very strange, of course, as it is now. But you're going to start living it instead of connecting with it. You'll be connecting to it, but you'll be living it more, part of our culture, which is going to be quite fascinating. A lot of people, I believe, here are very open to it. They just don't know about it, understand it, whatever. There's always different points of views. All points of views are valid. It just might not connect to you, but they all have a purpose. And you might want to be careful about some of this stuff, but you got to do what you got to do. You got to experience what you need to experience, but they all have valid points. They're all valid experiences. It's like what I mentioned yesterday is like connecting with darkness. That was another thing about some people want to connect to whatever it might be, trying to be normal, whatever it might be, and don't want to connect to their inner darkness. From what I've received is like, it's like if you don't face it, it's going to come out of nowhere. Like some people just flip out of nowhere and just act nuts. And it's absolutely disgusting. Or they're normal around everybody, and then they go home and they're like terrible. It's like they don't know how to balance, clear out. Not saying nobody's perfect, but it's like you face it and you release it, or you face it and you become part of it. Whatever works for you. Some people need to explore it. It's not, and I think I've said this 100 times, but yeah, if you commit suicide and you're in spirit not turned by or healed, yeah, whatever you say. Yeah. And yeah, I hit this one a lot too. You throwing at your, I mean, not it's not for everybody, but a lot of people, clearing out your guys is a good thing. It doesn't work for everyone, but there are people where they need to hear it. Because if you're not getting any change in life and things aren't, you don't feel comfortable about connecting to the beings that are around you, a massive firing will help you connect. It will. It's just, of course, some don't want to hear it. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But it is worth, because I believe it does help people go into the right direction, get some clarity, get some healing. Fire their guides and just connect to Elvis or whatever it might be that they feel more comfortable with. Princess Diana, for example, whatever it is you feel more comfortable with, then not to say your guides have completely left, but there are energies that are there. Either way. Message from Spirit. Yes, there are many vibrations. Basically, your Earth is going to become less third dimensional, more fourth dimensional, but it might feel more digital in some ways. We will get messages of strangeness as you're lifting out of the third dimension. Like explore these ideas of being on a ship instead of a planet, and go with it. Let it open up within you. See where you go. Because realize, yes, the 3D only has so much power. Yes, it's in a recycle bin. It does the same thing over and over again. There might be some changes here and there, but it's still recycling itself over and over again. But what you are connected to is new. Yes, anything new is going to be, looked down upon about modern society, because most aren't connected to it. Most aren't in check with themselves in some shape or form. Nobody's perfect. But we're all, this is all, I mean, we all are connected to our own universe. How is it that we all see everything the same way? It does not exist. You're always going to see things slightly different. It's just what makes it hard, but also it's excellent. It just accept all realities, all points of view. It really make life easier. We say, oh, that didn't happen, but this happened. I know I have all the answers and you don't. It's like all things matter. It really does get it gets the wheel moving faster. Because you say only what I say matters, it really does stall it out when you think about it. It's like, oh, I don't feel like I'm part of that timeline. I'm part of this other weird timeline, but yours definitely does make a lot of sense. But I think I'm on this other timeline where this other possibility does exist instead of yours, like what 9/11. Some say it was. I think they said there were planes. Why am I thinking something like somebody said there were no planes? Well, like the planes are empty, the planes had people on it, whatever, everyone there's a flash there before it hit the building either way. So I'm just using that as an example. it's just there's just, if you just leave all the possibilities, because there's timelines everywhere, and what you connect to, what feels stronger with you, and follow that. Because others are, it's like a road, everyone's going in different directions. We're not all following the same energy field. It's not, I know it's weird, but it all makes sense in the long run. It's like the more that you have an open mind, instead of saying that's wrong, this is true, and just say it's all true and screw it. It's like it helps you open up other possibilities of finding several truths instead of finding no truth. So, it breaks out of the third dimensional thinking pattern. Now you're thinking in multi-dimensional thinking, you can say. And this will also lead you to more alien knowledge too down the road. It's just everything exists. Like our timelines just don't go through our planet. They go through other worlds, Pleiadian worlds, Arcturian worlds. So yeah, it's like a mess in some ways. It's not, but in our environment, it is. Well, it's a new type of it's looking at things differently, basically. It's like with David Icke and the lizard people. It's like you might not see it, but okay, let's just go with that. And then let's go, maybe more than just lizard people, there's more going. There's great, Zeta is also doing this. And you're opening up your perspective out of the third dimension. Instead of this third dimension, I need to go look up in a book. I need to go look on YouTube. Well, go into your own vibration. What do you see? Are dinosaurs ruling the world? Are they driving taxi cabs? I don't know where the hell that came from. But, add some humor to yourself and to your environment too. It's like there are other worlds, other dimensions that are alive and well, and we're seen as crazy connecting to it because this is a prison world. And they say none of that exists, but if you're feeling it exists, it exists. Oh, who was it? Was on Pawn Stars, something like it was He-Man or something, or Santa Claus, for example. Let's say Santa Claus doesn't exist. It's like you feel kind of bad. I think it was He-Man too. It's like He-Man doesn't exist. Oh man, I feel like crap now. But when you say, okay, maybe all these exist, and they do exist, don't you feel better? It's just connecting the energies of everything being real connects you more to the higher dimensions. It's another way of doing window washing of the mind, basically. It's just, maybe it doesn't connect with you, like events of 9/11. Maybe you're not resonating with it, but what does? But it does not mean that other one doesn't have valid energies to it. It's just allowing everything to coexist will help you break out of the 3D. Help you see your aliens a little bit more clear too, from what I receive. It's just that we're clearing out the third dimensional bullshit, basically. And you connect to other worlds, other tragedies, and other good things. It's just, we're so focused on this planet, this dimension, and look where it's got us. So when you open up your mind, everything is real. Now, accepting that's a whole nother thing. It takes a while to digest that. But, if you keep an open mind and you listen to yourself, listen to what other energies are you connecting to that you never heard of anywhere else? Listen to that vibration of, Planet of the Apes world, whatever it might be, Giraffe Planet, whatever. Just keep opening yourself up. And, was it Maldek? Yeah. Pluto, Uranus, Saturn. Mercury, it helps you connect to those timelines to activate those worlds instead of saying, oh no, that's not real, but this is, and just say it's all real. Like Jesus was, white, black, green, yellow, whatever it might be. That helps you also break through the third dimensional brainwashing. Well, I think it will work. It takes time. Just having a major league open mind. And I believe, because it helps you, it's like you're tuning yourself to see alien beings when the time is right, or now, more in your senses, because now you're like dismissing the third dimension. It's like, okay, there's other dimensions here, there's other worlds. What am I feeling? Okay, like I'm at work, I don't really want to be here. So it's like, what else is here that I'm not seeing? Do you feel like Zetas? Do you feel tall blonde Nordics? Do you feel Andromedans? So okay, I'm in the third dimension, but I feel these beings around. I don't feel more connected to them than I do this dimension. And you're healing this reality. I know it sounds messed up, but because if you keep on the third dimension, research, and all this, it's like we're not getting anywhere, are we? Not really. We are, but we aren't. We are, but we're not. Yes and no. It all matters. So basically, the idea is to shift our Earth out of the 3D environment. Yeah, clear it out, like let it disappear, and see what do you feel there? Do you feel like you're on a Pleiadian spaceport? Do you feel like you're on a spaceship, a mothership? All these energies are, there's Hallblond Nordics there. Keep coming up with that. This is it's removing the 3D programming. It's just that it's like you give you, and it also goes in a conversation with those that are awakened to this, but also those that are not awakened to it. I mean, telling people this stuff is probably heresy. It's like as soon as you tell somebody it's like religious, oh, you're going to hell, you believe in aliens and all that, that's going to go really well. But look how easily they shut it down. It's like, you're not here to shut anybody down. It's like religion, you might not agree with it. You see its purpose, and that helps you see its purpose too. Have a more open mind beyond this earth, this reality, this third dimension, all of it. And it's just things are going to get easier. It's basically another way to open up to your guides, your angels, alien beings. In due time, you might get a vision of basically it's like clearing out the 3D environment. Do you feel like you are on a ship? I imagine many do, actually. Or another planet, for that matter. Or we live in third dimension from another reality. It's like we're all in different places, and we're in this virtual reality. Like people are playing virtual reality. You're playing video games at your house, and you connect to someone else or at someone else's house. They're like in Cuba or something, and you're in Delaware, wherever. It's like, think about that in an alien perspective, that we're all in different worlds connected to this reality. Yeah. So that's why we all feel like we're connected to something else. And those Earth humans that think this is all insane, well, they're connected to spaceship Earth that is trying to, the Atlantean world that lost itself, and they were born into it, and that's all they know. They might connect to other aliens, but they easily forget. They connect to all these different beings, but they easily forget because they've been here for such a long time, depending on who it is. Not everyone's reincarnated till now. Ouch, that would be painful. But, they're connected to those energies of those that have been here for a long time. And they pick up on that programming. Yeah, this is all, crazy people talk. Really, not, is it? No. Because I already felt, people reincarnating through the other side through different star systems, Sirius, Pleiades, etc., etc. It's connected to this world, but you're incarnated from that solar system, I know, into this one. Somehow that works. But it makes sense. So we plug into a virtual reality called Earth. And so we're here to take more control over it, to upgrade it. And upgrade is, difficult. So, you got to think out of the box, basically. Whatever you feel. I mean, whatever your version is, there's no wrong to it. That's the thing. We always think that we're wrong. I go through it too. We always think that we're wrong, but everything is right. Now, we might not accept the truth. We might not accept all of this because we're not ready to accept it, like with religion or whatever it might be. Of course, religion is full of song. But for some people it works, not many. This don't. So, because here I felt like being on another planet, or individually we're all in different places. Maybe not all the time, but starting to feel like maybe it does all the time. That gave me all of that, but I can see that. Yeah, we're all broadcasting from other places to experience this, to improve ourselves, whatever it might be. But for the most part, it's take all the rules of 3D and set them aside like an old book. It's like, I've read that, we experienced that, now it's time to move forward. So, because do you feel, because think about doing that all the time. Think about just accepting, have an open mind. You can accept whatever you want, but, the more open mind, the less interference. It does help. Now, some souls aren't ready for a lot of things, of course. Some need to develop in the lower energies, and think they're advancing but not advancing, whatever. Either way, everyone's different. Let's see. Through a negative program, you are giving many tools, such as wealth and power, to do your bidding. Notice how many that do terrible things. Many of them are wealthy. But also, it runs into the positive. And many of you say, okay, we'll go with this. And then after a while, it's like, no, don't do this to us anymore. Because we're learning through another platform of teaching, or however you word it. Because we add to it, we add our energies to it. We learn through the negative, and then we improve it with the positive. It's like, it used to be like 20-day work days, and then it became 8 hours. And then you get benefits, and then you have no job. Whatever, enough of that. But, well, eventually no one's going to have a job. Is that we're going to get rid of the third dimensional job system. But then we'll have a more galactic system as we learn more about our abilities, basically. It does help in a calm environment. Yes, we'll have stress, but some kind of calm environment. Well, of course, stress does speed things up. So it does have its purpose. Where you are is where you need to be, even if you might not like it. But then again, when you're in a classroom learning and taking a test, how many people really want to be there? I don't know, nobody, maybe one or two. So that's where we're, that's this. It's just hard to accept it with good reason. So, oh yeah, this has been reopened. I didn't think they would do it, but it feels like the public kind of forced it open for some reason. It's like they feel like, they had no choice. Always from what I'm gathering. As for if we fully, it doesn't matter. It's all nonsense in the long run. For those that are new to all this, is ivantower.com. We have private sessions next week, actually Saturday. We also have One Hat channel. We have Google Hangouts, Zoom, and channeling by phone. Also, the questions, you have about 7 days right now. And that's the best I can do. Same thing here at Spirit Social. We also have other channelers and healers that we're connecting to that I do recommend. Oh, wait, it's here. Other channels and healers I do recommend. Thank you for your support. Thank you for supporting them, I should say. We also have a social network. We have the Jake Comic. And we're going to him later down the road. All right. I was going to do some galactic connections. I guess I already am. Let's see here. We'll do a conscious connection. Yes, we are the Pleiadians. You are in other worlds. Yes. You have come to this planet to take yourself into the next level. To remind yourself of the good that's within you. Many, yes, connect to darkness, but the good keeps you alive, keeps you going, doesn't it? Now, some can get consumed by darkness, going to suicide. But many of you are here to continue that good. Yes, you get all this darkness thrown on you to keep that high vibration going within. As yes, this world is tested more than most. As you are going into a world unlike anything you've seen before. Yes, it has not been fully shown to you. You have turned the page, and some of you have seen the future. Even in this dimension, you have some idea where the world's going. As a 3D incarnation cycles for many, is going through a healing process of seeing more than this reality, not being afraid of it anymore. A lot of it, many are not afraid, but it is a drastic change to go from a 3D world to a 4D world. So to slowly educate humanity to see that there is much more than this 3D environment. It is, yes, medicine that is needed for you to move up, to change. And realize many of you, yes, you may have heard this, but in Astral, you are bringing this information to many, kind of like to help them along. As basically, the 3D is going to get more strange. It's not going to make much sense. It's going to lose its impact. It's going to lose its passion some of you had for it. Some of you already see it as boring. Well, take that boring energy and turn it into fascination. That is you. You are growing within yourselves. You're basically taking back your power. Well, this world will no longer be in the third dimension. It will no longer be boring. We are trying to figure out what to put on that canvas, though. What is it? What excitement are you going to put on that canvas to make it more exciting? Many have not answered that yet fully. Some of you have. We've done it personally, but globally, it has not happened yet. Always allow the more of the alien within to awaken. So you can remember your Atlantean connections too. Underwater cities, underground cities. Many of you have been refugees on this world. Many of you continue the Atlantean incarnation cycle. underground. Many of you probably feel that. Feel like I feel very Atlantean. I don't know why. It's because you disappeared, but you never left the planet. It's for you to unlock yourselves as basically to face your fears. As yes, may your fears, they don't have enough information. There's much information, just yes, not all of it's been brought to your world yet. As yes is an activation. Information brought to you is an activation. And yes, it has to be done in the right way. Where don't feel, many of you not to feel so alone anymore. That is what we are working on. For those that awaken to the alien energies, imagine somebody can feel the hints of where we're going with this. Because many feel isolated and alone. You are working up to so you don't feel alone anymore with your fellow humans. You are seeing the third dimensional energies. And this gets many of you to press on into more of a 4D reality. That 3D is there for a reason. It's for you to excel into the fourth dimension faster. As more comfortable you are with the 3D, the longer you stay there. Many of you want a change, and you're doing it. So that is our message for you at this time. Blessings. All right. Awesome. All right. Much love to you all. Thank you for your support. This is all strange for those that are new to all of this. We've only just begun.